Well, I would love to see her take down the Hulk because that would be dope. Like, yes.
My first question for you is your character in this, Judge Ravonna Renslayer, is a very mysterious and fascinating character. How was the show and character first pitched to you when you first heard about it?
Yeah, I initially had a conversation with Kate Herron, our director, which was about 2 hours, where she pitched me the whole of the 6 episodes on the phone, essentially, with Kevin. And it was really, a lot to get your head around, because beyond just, the MCU, I think the world of our show, there is a bit of world building going on in terms of establishing the TVA, the timekeepers, the Ravonna Renslayer's world as a judge, and the hunters, and all of these, a whole new vocabulary. So it took me a minute, and I read a couple of the scripts and looked at some visual sort of art that was sort of, the scenic art and the production designs and stuff. So that really gave me, an introduction into what they were intending with the show. And then just knowing Tom a little bit and being aware of Loki and the huge following that character has, I just thought it would be really fun and, a new, powerful, authoritative character to play.
So the fun thing is you're Owen Wilson's boss in this. Can you describe sort of like what that working relationship is like? What does your character think about Agent Mobius?
Yeah, it's a fascinating dynamic and really fun. And, Owen's so talented and funny and has a great sort of wit. And the dynamic between them really is that they have known each other for a very long time, a very long-standing friendship, a long-standing working relationship. She is his superior, and in some ways he sort of, she has a soft spot for him. She's got to lay down the law, and she is very much, reporting to the timekeepers, who are her boss. But he is also this maverick agent who, doesn't always play by the rules, but he gets results. And so she sort of gives him a bit more leeway than she would anyone else, to be honest. Yeah. And, she's got no time for Loki at the beginning of this. And I think it's only because of her relationship with Mobius that she even indulges him to, go on these other missions with him.
Your character, Hunter B-15, is a total badass. She is fantastic. The role is pretty physical. So what was that aspect of filming the show like for you to take on that side of the character?
I really enjoyed it. I love to box, and that's something that I've always kind of done. And I have never played. I've never really actually, I say that I love to box. I've never actually been in a fight, but I really do love to box. I used to box a lot. And so it was really fun to kind of get into the drill every day drilling, figuring out the physical vocabulary of the character and the TVA. And so it was fun, but I'm not, stunts do scare me. I'm like, don't hit me. And I'm scared of hitting you. So,
well, I read somewhere that you were worried about your clumsy side coming out. I assure you, Hunter B-15 is a complete badass in the show. She's fantastic. So you did a great job. I would love to ask if you could have B-15 working for the Time Variance Authority, meeting any other character in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. What character would you want her to meet?
I mean, they're all so cool. I don't know.
Let me try this. Which character would you like her to beat the crap out of? Because that's probably what she would end up doing.
Well, I would love to see her take down the Hulk, because that would be dope. Yes, little old me and big old you. That would be great.
Oh, that would be awesome. Your accent work is some of the best in the biz. So I would love to ask, was there a conversation in the beginning about what kind of accent B-15 would have?
Yeah, I was hoping that she would be British. Because I get very anxious about doing accents on camera. Very, very anxious.
Wunmi, it's so good. You're so good. You're so good at that.
Thank you so much. I never feel I always feel nervous on camera when I'm doing an accent. I generally feel nervous anyway, but when I'm doing an accent, the nerves never leave me throughout the whole show.
I didn't see a clumsy side. I didn't see nerves. B15 is fantastic. Thank you so much for talking to us today. Have a great rest of your day. I really appreciate it.
Thank you. So nice to meet you, Hector.
Nice to meet you too. We've been hearing the great story about how Tom himself was giving you these sort of Loki lectures to catch you up. What was that like, getting to chat with him and ask questions about what this big sprawling franchise is?
Well, it was, I think if I had had more teachers like that in school, I might have done better. Very engaging and brought the material to life in a way that held my attention. But really what it was those first couple days before we began filming and really talking about the characters and being able to ask Tom questions about Loki and that stuff I think was so helpful to me, and I know it found its way into scenes that we later played together.
Your character, Agent Mobius M. Mobius, he's the perfect character to put against Loki, and he ends up sort of being like a little bit of a therapist for him. Why does your character take a liking to the God of Mischief?
If you sort of see the scope of anyone's life, they begin, Mobius has some compassion and that comes from understanding this guy's life.
I have a fan theory. Feel free to shoot it down, but also if you want to let me keep thinking it could be true, either one would be great. But is there a possibility that Agent Mobius is actually Dignan from Bottle Rocket, who got involved in a time heist and then had to get recruited by the TVA, and now he's working for them for all eternity?
Bingo.
I knew it. I nailed it. Awesome.